Good afternoon, kids. I am Beatriz Santiago and I work at Nexplore USA. I teach classes of science, STEM classes at Ayuda. This video is made thanks to the sponsorship of Ayuda, Happy Kids, School and Childcare, and the Children's Trust. Last week, we learned about the first law of motion, inertia, where an object at rest stays at rest. This week, we are still going to learn more about the first law of motion. This week, we are going to learn more about the first law of motion, and it's an object in motion tends to stay in motion. What does this mean? Have you ever been ice skating? Well, it's pretty difficult to stop because the ice is very, very smooth. And in order to stop, you have to really dig your skates on the ice. Normally, I fall. Because it's difficult to stop. And what happens is that you start on one end of the ice rink and either you go towards a wall or towards the boundaries of the ice rink to stop, or then you can cross the whole ice rink without stopping. That is an example of an object in motion stays in motion. Another one is, imagine the astronauts when they go to the moon or when they are in space. They have a cord on their uniforms to keep them close to the spaceship, because if not, they would just float away and be lost in space. Did you know that? And that's just because an object in motion stays in motion. In outer space, there is no gravity, no force pulling the astronauts towards the moon or towards the international station where they do a lot of research. So if they don't have those cords that hold their uniform to the spaceship, they just float away. So who was Isaac Newton? He is considered one of the most important scientists in history. Let me show you a picture of who he was. And this is my book, Science. And here is Sir Isaac Newton. He was born in the 1600s, so it was a long, long time ago. And he developed many, many important theories. One, gravity. The other ones, the law of motions, which we have been studying about. And also, he invented or created what we know now as calculus, When you get to the university, you will know what that is, okay? He was very, very, very important. Isaac Newton is considered the founding father of physics, which we are studying now. So now let's go to the fun part. Let's do some experiments, okay? So our first experiment is going to be to make an air puck. This you might not have at home, but I will show you whenever I have the chance to go to Ayuda, I will go there and show you the experiment. Let me describe, it has, and I don't know if you see it, it has a tiny hole here, which is this same hole over here. So I'm going to put it on my table and I'm going to turn it around. Does it stay turning around for a long time? No, because there is a force called friction between this surface and the glass surface of the table that is preventing it from going around and around and around and around and around forever. Okay, now I'm going to blow up. This is a balloon. It's red, but you could have a white, yellow, pink, blue, any colored balloon. I'm going to do this. I'm going to blow my balloon and I'm going to adapt it to my air puck. And then we will see what happens. One moment. Okay, look, here is my balloon. I did not make a knot here because I'm going to adapt it to the air puck. So carefully, I'm trying to save the most air. Did you hear that? I put it on top. Okay, now it glides. Who has played air hockey? Have you ever played air hockey? If you have the opportunity to play air hockey, you know that the puck glides around the table. Look, again, it's just gliding around the table. The secret here is that there is only a little bit of friction between the table and this air puck because it has this little button or hole, sorry, it's not a bottom, it's a hole. And if you hear carefully, there is air coming out of the balloon, and it's like as if this would be like almost suspended by air. So it literally glides. So we have proved with the air puck that an object in motion stays in motion unless there is an outside force that stops it. Which was the force? Friction on the table stops it. Here I have a ping pong ball. And I'm going to tilt my screen so you can see my table. And I'm just going to roll it. I'm going to put my hand here. So you see, here is the ball. And I'm just going to give it a push. It only stops when it reaches my hand. Let's see. I'm going to push it again. If not, it would keep on moving. Let's see. You see? Once again. Okay? So, a part of the first law of motion is an object at rest stays at rest. This time we prove that an object in motion stays in motion unless something stops it. My hand stopped it, but it could also have been the friction on the table. And that's when we start learning about forces. My next video will be about forces. We will learn about pull, push, friction, and other forces that there are there, and sometimes we don't even know. Once again, thanks to Ayuda, the Children's Trust, and Happy Kids School and Childcare for sponsoring this video. I miss you, kids. Stay safe and stay well. Bye. Until the next video.